Hey, my wonderful people, a pleasant afternoon to you. Beautiful people, boy, sometimes I wish people didn't send me some things, And, I became very curious, to be honest with you, about that leaked voice note of the bad man, B-man. And it was very disturbing listening to it, to be honest with you. It was really disturbing because I'm looking at it on a multi-dimensional level. I'm hearing a male voice, one. I'm hearing a very masculine voice, very macho voice. Like a man who, the kind of, not in terms of the tone, because you don't expect a man to speak with a woman in that manner. But the way how his voice is so masculine, you would never expect him to be speaking to a male figure like that, in terms of wanting sex. And oftentimes, these men are married men. They're married to women, or they live in a common law situation, or have a girlfriend. And the way how he was so possessed by the devil because of the things that he said and how he was acting, it breaks my heart, and it tells a big story of the crisis that a number, and even crises that a number of women are undergoing presently. And sometimes when you see men act out in vicious ways towards women, these are examples of that. The man literally said that he didn't care about any embarrassment. He will just come, and anybody who gets in his way, he would annihilate them. He doesn't care about who wants to know or hear, because when he wants, and he's not using the word sex, he wants it. He was telling the man every minute the man is promising him to come 2 days, how many days, and he wants it, and he wants a man to come up and then go back down. And from he introduced it to him, he was the one who introduced it to him. It's like the man just get away, like beige kite, just get away like the freight train. I'm using some of the different terminologies, and it disturbs me because many women get involved with these kinds of men, not knowing their secret lives, the double lives that they're living. This man is demonic and demon possessed. Because first of all, even though, that lifestyle is not a lifestyle that I support, but people have their choices. But it's a mere fact that he's budding up the man and telling him that if he doesn't bring it to him, he's going to annihilate him. And we're not talking figuratively. We're not talking figuratively. We're talking literally. And it's the diabolical, sinister, malevolent feeling behind it, hearing him as though it's the last human being on earth. And he's just dying to have sex one more time. He can't control himself. It was awful hearing it. Awful hearing it. I heard a vlogger talking about it, but I said to myself, my God. And then I never asked anybody to send it. Somebody sent it to me. I never asked. I didn't even question anybody about it. I never asked. People will just send you things because it is so disturbing that they wanted it to get out. Like I wish I could recognize the voice. Like if I were to hear that voice again, I'd say, this is a man. This is a man. And he said he doesn't care about the embarrassment. But sir, I want to tell you this. If you were to come across this video, you are going to care, because there is a God who sits high and looks low. And trust me, he's going to deal with you accordingly. He is going to deal with you accordingly. You're disgusting. Believe you me. You're sickening. And many of you, you don't decide to just live that life, live in your truth, and just hold on to that. But you decide to bring women, many of you. And many of you, you're beyond a misogynist towards a woman. You're so angry because you can't live your truth. You have to pretend you get a woman. Maybe you do have some level of sexual desire to a woman. I don't know. I don't know. Your wires have gotten crossed. The enemy has tricked you. And you still bring a woman into your situation, knowing the sickening life that you're living, knowing that you are creating and wreaking havoc in the life of that woman, simply because you don't want to just go and live your truth. I'm sure that if somebody were to play that back to him, and knowing that the world has heard it, he would not be singing the same tune. He would not be singing the same Sankey. What do you mean you don't care if you're embarrassed? You're going to care. I guarantee you that God Almighty is going to make you care. And I guarantee that some of you have children too. The embarrassment that you cause because your voice. I'm sure that many people who know you probably recognize your voice. Voice can be recognized. There are many places that I go and people say, I know that voice. I know that voice, or I know that face. I know that voice. And I know where they're. I'm not telling them where it is. I know that voice. And they say it and they say it. And I said, oh my God. Huh? You couldn't even control yourself that you sent a voice note like that? You're obviously, you're an incompo, because you must know that sending a voice note like that, that you can be set up. You can be set up. You don't realize that the man tired of you. The man tired of you. You probably think you're doing a good job. And you're not, but just because you're probably giving the man money. And the man decided, but him just sick of you. You know, you're destroying him physically, psychologically, emotionally. Him tired of you, but him afraid him can't make the move to annihilate you, because him know that them going to get rid of him too. They'll find out who it is. You sound like a pedophile. You sound like one of them RAPISTS people. You sounded that way. Notice I said sound. I didn't call you that. I said you sound. You're disgusting. And if a woman is, I pray that if you're married or you have a female, a girlfriend, a female one, that she finds out in a quick moment, in the twinkling of an eye. I pray she finds out. I pray she does. They need to, you said you don't care. So we're going to see if you don't care. Let them find out. If you have children, let them find out. You said you don't care about any embarrassment and humiliation. And I know you can't get rid of them. Men like you, let me tell you, man. Let me tell you, I have to control myself because of what I'm thinking that, God should really do to you. You're disgusting. I don't know how it is that... And you know what hurts me? There are many women who are suffering in silence because they're so embarrassed and humiliated. They can't allow people to know that their husbands prefer feces. They can't. They can't let people know that their husbands, their boyfriends prefer feces. And because of the financial benefit that they get, because they can't afford life on their own, because they just have succumbed to the under the financial umbrella of this man. The provision that's the only reason why most of them stay, because of the financial provision. And they're under that umbrella. And they probably didn't put themselves in such a position where they can earn and take care of themselves or their children and so on. So they stay knowing the situation. Because I guarantee you, if you have a woman, she knows that something is off. She knows. Maybe even in your performance with her. Maybe what you're even requesting of her to give you. The side or the particular area of her body. And to hear you with that male man voice. I'd prefer if you did have one of those effeminate voices, it would have been easier to deal with. But to hear that masculine tonality behind you. And you're speaking like that. Like sex. It is the last human being on the earth to give you sex. To show you that the life is cursed, that the man leak it. The way how you're behaving, but you don't care about. You're gonna care. God is going to cause you to care. I pray he does. And if you have a wife or a girlfriend or fiance, that she finds out. All of them, they find out. This is sickening. Ladies, you have to be careful. You have to be vigilant. Don't just go with the voices. Don't just go with, they come off very macho. Overly macho-ness is not true masculinity. It doesn't speak to a heterosexual way of life. It is a cover-up because that's not normal. You don't say big up, oh my God, like really? Oh, you don't see me behave like that. Being overly feminine. That's ridiculous. Because we're made with both X and Y chromosomes. Sorry. We're made with it, both men and women. It's just that will have more of one and more of the other. Let me tell you, man, be the judgment of God upon you, sir, and others who are like you, especially with having women in your lives like that. Sick, disgusting.